Belly fat. Stubborn, annoying, and seemingly impossible to obviate. Everyone wants to break down, but only a couple of seeming to succeed. What is the secret? Fat-burning pills? Drinking 10 cups of tea every day? Detox smoothies? Nope, none of that. I'm close to telling you the truth behind losing stubborn belly fat, and if you create these 10 changes you'll lose your belly fat and therefore the love handles that come alongside it. During my years of experience as a private trainer, I've noticed that each one of my clients who had trouble losing belly fat had various things in common that were preventing them from losing the fat. I've also noticed in my personal experience of leaning bent lower body fat cutting for summer that there are certain things that helped me lose belly fat really quickly while other things actually appeared to prevent it. I'm close to share with you my findings. I will be providing you with 10 problems that are presumably the explanations preventing you from losing belly fat and 10 solutions to those problems. Pay close attention to those 10 crucial changes you would like to be making so as to lose your stubborn belly fat and love handles. 1. Workout routine. The error here: your exercise routine is ineffective for losing fat. Chances are if you are not succeeding in burning fat, then you're presumably doing the incorrect workout to lose stubborn belly fat. When it involves fat loss, belly fat in particular, most of the people seem to think that half-hour on the elliptical and a couple of ab exercises are the thanks to going. Well, guess what? Not only is that this one among the smallest amount of effective workouts you'll do for fat loss, but it is also boring as hell and not very challenging. Miracle getting simple abdominal muscles. Everyone has only these fats. All you've got to try to do is obviate the fat covering them, and sorry to burst your bubble, but hours of just ab exercises and low-intensity cardio will certainly not help thereupon. However, certain abdominal exercises can assist you to bring your abs out a touch more relevant to guys by using weighted ab exercises, but if you are not losing the fat covering them, then you'll still never see them. Another big misconception, especially for ladies, is that weightlifting will get you bulky and too muscular. This is often filled with crap. I'm glad that ladies are finally beginning to realize that weight training will assist you to lose stubborn belly fat and boost your metabolism. Compound movements are the simplest exercises to assist you to burn off fat because they permit you to burn tons of calories also as boost your testosterone. The simplest compound exercises include squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses, all with heavy weight. Ensure that you're performing them correctly to avoid injury. Simply put, you would like to vary your workout routine. The simplest sort of training routine for fat loss may be a mixture of weight training and HIIT circuits. If you do not know what HIIT circuits are, then head over to my article on my blog explaining HIIT workouts, where you'll find more information and a few sample circuits you'll use. If these are a touch too advanced for you, then you'll use my beginner workout routine also on my blog as a replacement for your HIIT circuit. Solution: you would like to try more weight training and HIIT circuits. Now you're probably wondering what exactly you would like to try for your workouts to lose your stubborn belly fat. I would recommend following a weight training routine that needs you to weight lift for 3 to 5 days every week. Upper, lower body splits are good to start, and incorporate a HIIT circuit 2 times every week and slowly reach doing it 3 to 4 times every week. For the load lifting a part of it, there are several good routines you'll do, so just use a basic weight lifting split off the online. Here's an example overall workout plan you'll follow. The opposite 2 days of the week are going to be rest days. Day 1 weight training. Day 2 HIIT training. Day 3 weight training. Day 4 HIIT training. Day 5 weight training. 2. Food intake. Problem: you're either eating an excessive amount of or insufficient. Chances are, you are not eating the proper amount of food to burn off that unwanted belly fat. You can either be eating an excessive amount of or insufficient. Either way, you're preventing your body from stepping into its fat-burning mode and causing it to carry on to your stubborn fat regardless of what you are doing. This has got to do with the energy balance equation. Everyone features a specific amount of calories that their body burns each day, and this relies on a spread of things like weight, activity level, and overall metabolism. Regardless of what workouts you're doing, if you're eating more calories than you're burning a day, then there is no way you are going to reduce and burn fat. You will either placed on more fat or muscle, counting on what proportion more you're eating and therefore the sorts of calories you're eating. On the opposite hand, if you're eating insufficient, this puts your body into starvation mode, which can lower your metabolism, cause a decrease in muscle mass, and ultimately prevent you from losing fat. A standard recommendation is to not eat but 1,200 calories daily, as this is often the minimum amount of calories that your body must get all of its vital nutrients. Solution: eat the right amount of food consistent with your goals and lifestyle. How many calories do you have to eat? Well, that's another tough question. This varies for everybody, but there are a couple of tools that you simply can use to urge a rough estimate of what proportion you ought to be eating. You can use the calorie calculator that's within the sidebar of my blog. Otherwise, you can use other calorie calculators online which can do a way more accurate job since it takes under consideration your activity level. These will both offer you an estimate on what percentage calories you ought to be eating so as to lose fat. The more activity you are doing a day, the more calories you will need to be eating. An excellent mobile app that you simply can use to trace what percentage calories you're eating is MyFitnessPal. It's a food database showing the calories of just about any food and packaged food you'll consider, and you'll vary the portions. Now, I'm not saying that you simply should count your calories a day to the T. What I like to recommend is to seek out what percentage calories you would like to lose fat consistent with the calculator above, then attempt to track what percentage calories you're actually eating for each day. If it's above this or below this, then make proper adjustments and check out to stay around this range. It's as simple as that, and if you stay consistent then you'll see results. Note, the utmost amount of weight I like to recommend you lose is 2 pounds per week. 1 pound per week is ideal, as you would like to take care of your muscle and keep your hormones in balance. Persist with trying to lose 1 pound per week. If you are not losing enough, you'll slightly lower your calorie intake, and if you're losing an excessive amount of, then you'll increase your calorie intake. 3. Processed foods. Problem: you're eating too many processed foods. Eating tons of processed foods is one of the worst belongings you can do for your body. It messes up your hormones, brings your metabolism to a halt, and causes weight gain. Processed foods don't come from nature, they are available from factories. Common processed foods include candy, beverages like soft drinks, potato chips, most nutriment, sugary cereals. You get the point. You'll notice that as soon as you narrow back on processed foods and begin eating more natural foods, you'll feel more energetic, happier, and crave food less. Some tips to assist you to avoid processed food include: reading the ingredients label before buying anything. Buy your bread from an area bakery. When selecting foods like pasta, cereals, rice, and crackers, always choose the whole grain option. Avoid store-bought products containing high fructose syrup. Visit your local green market solution. Eat more whole, natural foods. Now you're probably wondering what foods you ought to be eating. Here's an inventory of whole, natural foods you ought to be eating courtesy of 100 Days of Real Food. The full list of foods that are more than the products of nature from industrial products. Lots of fruits and vegetables. List of dairy products such as yogurt, unsweetened milk, cheese, and eggs. Whole wheat and whole grains. Seafood. Locally raised meats. Limit drinking milk, water, tea, and sweetened coffee. Snacks like seeds, nuts, and fruit. 4. Sugar intake. Problem: your sugar intake is just too high. This problem I've seen within the majority of my clients and is honestly likely to be the toughest thing for you to vary. But if you're taking some time and make small changes daily, I guarantee that you simply can easily make this alteration. Let's take a glance at why exactly sugar causes weight gain and what we will do about it. Sugar consists of two molecules, glucose and fructose. Fructose isn't a natural part of metabolism, and actually only a few cells within the body can utilize it apart from liver cells. Once we eat tons of sugar, most of the fructose gets metabolized by the liver. There it became fat, which is then secreted into the blood, causing your stubborn belly fat. Fructose also can cause insulin resistance. Our blood sugar levels are monitored by insulin. When our glucose levels are too high, which are often toxic, insulin is shipped. Allows glucose to be employed by our cells so as to lower our blood sugar levels. If we did not have insulin or it wasn't working properly, our blood sugar would reach toxic levels. In healthy people, this mechanism works well and allows us to eat high-carbohydrate meals without our blood sugar skyrocketing. Insulin also has other functions, and one among them is sending signals to our fat cells to select up fat from the bloodstream, store it, and to avoid burning the most important fat you already carry, stubborn belly fat, for example. Excess fructose consumption may be a known explanation for insulin resistance and elevated insulin levels, thus preventing us to reduce our belly fat despite all of our diligence. Solution: limit your sugar intake. The Heart and Stroke Foundation recommends that you simply decrease the consumption of added sugar to no quite 10% of your total daily calories. This doesn't include sugar that happens naturally in fruit, vegetables, milk, grains, and other foods. To put this in perspective, for a mean 2,000 calorie each day diet, this is able to mean that you simply shouldn't have quite 48 grams, or 12 teaspoons of sugar. One can of pop contains about 85% of your daily added sugar limit. A tip if you're struggling is to use natural sugar replacements. My favorite is stevia, which can taste a touch different initially but are definitely well worth the change. Some other tips are to cook reception more often, choose cereals low in sugar, stand back from sugary lattes, coffees, and naturally, flavor your water with fruits rather than drinking sugary soft drinks. 5. Protein intake. Problem: your protein intake is just too low. Usually when women, and sometimes men, consider weight loss, they immediately consider reducing their calories mainly from their carbohydrate intake. Although you ought to slightly lower your carbohydrate intake for fat loss, you furthermore may get to confirm that your protein intake is adequate. Many think that adding more protein to their diet will just cause more weight gain. However, consistent with new research, increasing your protein intake can assist you to reduce while maintaining your fat-burning muscle alongside keeping you full for extended. Although the most factor regarding weight gain and weight loss is your calorie intake, the sort of calories you're taking in will affect what sort of weight you're gaining or losing. Higher protein diets seem to be simpler at burning fat while maintaining or maybe gaining muscle, which is strictly what you want, than low protein diets. Solution: eat more protein. So what proportion protein do you have to be eating? Well, the solution depends on many factors. Here's an excellent table courtesy of a calorie counter showing you ways much protein you ought to be eating daily, counting on your goal. Person, situation and goals. Ideal daily protein intake. Average healthy sedentary adult, male or female, that doesn't compute or have any related goals. This is often just what I concede to be an honest minimum daily protein intake for general health, function. 0.5 to 0.7 grams of protein per pound of weight. Average healthy adult, male or female, that's performing some sort of exercise regularly or is trying to enhance their body, lose fat, build muscle, etc. This is often the minimum I'd recommend during this case. 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of weight. In order for an average healthy woman to achieve her primary goal of building muscle, obtaining toned, maintaining muscle during fat loss, improving performance or increasing strength, 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of weight. To find a healthy average man, his primary goal is to build muscle, get toned, and maintain muscle while losing fat, improving performance, or increasing strength. 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of weight. If you are not sure where you slot in, then you'll use the overall fitness recommendation of 1 gram per pound of weight. And if you are a little confused, here's a sample calculation. I am a 140 pounds at least woman looking for fat loss while maintaining or building muscle. She would very simply multiply 140 by 1 to 1.2 and obtain a daily protein intake of between 140 to 168 grams per day. Some foods high in protein and low in saturated fat include pigeon breast, turkey, extra lean beef, fish, tofu, whey protein, and lots of more. Note, within the case of individuals who are obese or very overweight, your ideal protein intake should be calculated using your target weight, since it'll be rather be overestimated thanks it is the amount of extra fat on your body. For instance, a 300 pounds man looking to urge right down to 200 pounds would use 200 pounds as their weight when calculating what proportion protein they ought to eat per day.